What's up guys, Daryl from Rockville, and I'm here to introduce the new RPM1470 powered mixer. This thing is basically the bigger brother of the 870 powered mixer, except this one has 14 channels instead of 8. It can output 750 watts per speaker, and just like the 870, this thing can connect through Bluetooth as well. So all these channels are pretty much the same except for channels 13 and 14. This is your dedicated stereo channel where you're going to connect your USB, MP3 player, and your Bluetooth, which actually I'm going to show you how to do right now. So if you look at the top right corner, there's a digital display with a few buttons here. You want to hit the play button for like 2 seconds, then hit the right button, and then it'll come to Bluetooth. So you hit Bluetooth, you just hit enter, and then the Bluetooth signal will pop up, meaning that it's ready to pair. I'm going to pair it to my iPhone. All right, so now I'm connected. Let me pull out my speakers. And my phone, connected via Bluetooth, is going to come out on channel 13 and 14 on the mixer. And in order for me to hear anything, I also have to raise the mains. So let's hear how this thing sounds. As you can tell, that was pretty loud. I wasn't even up the whole way on the faders either. On channels 13 and 14, I was up to about -5, and on the mains, I was only up to like -3. So if you're in a really large room, I don't think there'd be any problem with anyone not being able to hear this thing. But if you don't have a Bluetooth device, then you can actually still connect channels 13 and 14 via RCA inputs. Also, you can plug in a USB drive with music on it, or plug in your computer to the USB and play music coming from your computer. As I said before, most of these channels are exactly the same, and so I'm just gonna run down how one channel strip works. So at the top here, we have the mic inputs. So each one of these inputs comes with an XDR2 mic preamp. It's very transparent and very low noise. And just remember, if you're using a condenser microphone, you have to use phantom power, and the phantom power button is right here. But if you're not using a microphone, say you're using a keyboard or a bass guitar, you can actually plug right into the line in via 1/4-inch cable. I'm gonna skip over the insert jack right now. I'll explain that a little bit later. But then it goes to the gain section, and the gain section obviously just controls the volume. But if you have a signal that's a little bit too hot, you can actually engage the pad button, and the pad button will lower the overall level going into that channel. So then after that, it goes into a 4-band EQ. Now the 4-band EQ is adjustable plus or minus 15 decibels, and you can adjust the highs, the high mids, the low mids, and the lows. After the 4-band EQ, it goes through an aux knob. Now the aux is something that is getting routed outside of the mixer. So then after the aux knob, we have the effects knob. Now this knob controls the amount of signal from this specific channel that goes to the effects channel. The RPM1470 comes with 16 digital effects built in, and each one of those effects are 24-bit, meaning they're really high fidelity. So then after the effects knob, we have the pan knob, which controls the stereo image of that specific channel from left to right. And then after that, it goes through a possible mute and then a solo button, where if you solo it, you'll only be able to hear that channel through the headphones. After the solo button, obviously it goes through the fader. All right, so that was one channel on the 1470 here, but I want to get back to the insert section. And what the insert does is it allows you to route the channel to an outboard piece of gear. Let me show you what I mean. So here I have a compressor. This is an outboard compressor. So you would take a 1/4-inch Y cable. It's TRS on one end and dual TS on the other end. Plug in the TRS end into the insert section. So then you would plug red into the input, white into the output. So then let me grab my speaker. So I have my microphone. I'm just gonna plug it into the same channel here. Hello. Okay, so now you can hear the compressor. Now a lot of people use the insert send for effects, but the RPM1470 already has a bunch of effects built in, and let me show you that right now. So a lot of mixers come with like hundreds of effects, and a lot of them are unusable, and some you'll never use. What's nice about this is that we kind of consolidated the effects to just the most usable and the most popular effects. So let's just go through a few of them and see what they sound like. Hello. Yeah, so this is obviously a reverb. Hello. Delay. It sounds like there's 10 of us. Now there's only one of me. No, now it sounds like I'm in space. Now it sounds like I'm in a church. So the RPM1470 actually has a 7-band stereo EQ. So you can customize the EQ of the left channel and the EQ of the right channel. But if you don't want to use that, you can just kill it by hitting the EQ kill button. So here we have the main outs. Now don't get the main outs confused with the speaker outs. The speaker outs will send out a speaker level signal and the main outs will send a line level signal. And you could use the main outs to send to active speakers to use as monitors, or even to an active subwoofer so you can, get some really loud bass. Now the aux send is a separate channel that gets sent out of the mixer. And the aux return is useful if you are routing the entire signal to an outboard piece of gear and you want the entire signal to come back in. But if you don't want to do that, you can use the aux send for a subwoofer or another monitor mix. So here we have the recording output where you can plug in RCA cables and route that to a recording device. It will record the signal coming out of the left and right main. So you can also record the USB by using a flash drive. And so you just take the flash drive and you plug it right into the USB slot, and then the menu's gonna pop up, go to record, hit the record button, hit play to enter, and then it starts recording. So this also works with an SD card and a USB adapter, just by plugging it in like a flash drive. All right guys, so that was the RPM1470 powered mixer. This thing is gonna be perfect for large venues, live sound, houses of worship, basically any room that you need to fill a lot of sound with. It's got 12 mono channels and a stereo channel, Bluetooth connectivity, USB playback, recording outs, built-in digital effects, basically all the capabilities you would need from a live sound system. If you liked what you saw in this video, leave a like and a comment in the comment section below. As always guys, I'm Daryl from Rockville. I'll see you next time.